It's Sunday morning at Autodrom Most. Welcome along, everybody, to day 2 of the weekend for the NASCAR GP Czech Republic. We are about to go racing for the second time this weekend, round 9 of the season for the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. We are delighted to be back here at Most, a circuit that always delivers us so much action and excitement in front of a great local fan base, many of whom, of course, are cheering the current championship leader, the driver who is on pole for today's race as well. That is Martin Dubeck. However, yesterday Dubeck had to play second fiddle to a very tall Austrian by the name of Patrick Schauber, who claimed his first win under the RDV competition banner, his second win overall as a EuroNASCAR 2 driver. And Patrick in the number 3 car will once again be challenging at the sharp end of the field. RDV competition across their 2 cars looking very strong this weekend. There is the number 3 machine. Across their 2 cars, across their 2 drivers, of course. The same car shared by Schauber and indeed by Paul Dufresne. There are your point standings. Martin Dubeck on 282 points at this juncture. Jill Linster is 38 points back, so he is currently running a little bit further behind. Will be looking to best his Hendricks teammate this time out. Patrick Schauber, Thomas Tafel and Thomas Chrysonis bringing you down to 5th in the standings. Then it's Dombrowski, Jack Davidson, Legend Trophy leader Mikael Blekemolen. However, he'll be under threat from Melvin de Groot, who had one of his strongest runs of the season yesterday. Took 3rd place, equaling his best ever result in the series overall. He'll be challenging his team boss's dad in this race. Claudio Remeggio Capelli 10th in the standings now. He has moved up as well after a strong run yesterday. Of course, Ariana Casoli is leading the way in the standings for the Lady Trophy, and Florian Richard, after yesterday, has moved past Julian Reberg in the Rookie Trophy standings. Yesterday, Florian Richard was one of many drivers heading to the flag with a wounded car. There was a lot of damage accrued in the early stages of the race. The first corner bit, as it so often does, and there was some drama to be had on lap 1 of the race, a little bit to be had thereafter as well. And the net result was, I think we probably had about 10 cars running that didn't have significant damage, the odd axe wound on the car by the end of the race. The teams have been hard at work replacing what they need to replace and straightening what they need to straighten, and we are now about ready to go racing. 14 minutes until the countdown to command is completed. That, of course, being the most famous words in motorsport: drivers, start your engines. There's Liam Hazemans walking among his Hendricks Motorsport team. He'll be backing his car's driver for this race, Jill Linster. Of course, he will take over the 50 car for the race proper. Had one of his better runs at Most yesterday. Managed to recover up to 5th place after losing some positions in the early going. He'll be looking for a podium in this race to continue his battle with Paul Dufresne in the Junior Trophy, and to continue his battle with the likes of Dufresne, Ercole and championship leader Vittorio Gurelli in the EuroNASCAR Pro Race, which we'll bring you this afternoon. But we kick off the day, we kick off the morning with the EuroNASCAR 2 category, and all eyes will be firmly pressed on to Martin Dubeck. Will be Dubeck on pole position, and Patrick Schauber, yesterday's winner, will this time start from the outside of the front row. Melvin de Groot will be 3rd position, and Jill Linster in 4th. A very compelling top 4. Add in the likes of Capelli, Chrysonis, Thomas Tuffel all there as well in the first few rows of the grid. It's going to be a compelling race. We had at one point a 6-car train towards the front of the field contesting for that podium. Things started to spread a bit later in the race. I think Schauber left a little bit more in his tyres to get away towards the end of the race. Dubek closed in on him after getting past the giant himself, Melvin de Groot, but towards the end of the race, Patrick Schauber seemingly just lit the afterburners a little bit, eventually had a lead of just over a second on his way to the checkered flag. Ariana Casoli celebrating her continued tenure in this series this weekend. I'm led to believe that we did say yesterday that it was her 99th start in the series, but I understand that today is actually start number 99. So 99 is today, and then 100 will be the beginning of our playoff season. That coming, of course, at Oschersleben next month. We are currently completing the regular season portion of the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. During regular season, 40 points are available for a win, 35 for second, 34 for third, et al. And then when we go into the double points, the playoff section, the semi-finals and finals of the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, both categories will be scoring double points, therefore 80 points for a win, 70 points for second, 68 for third, and so on and so forth. You see that information on your screen. You can also see that we've updated the point scoring situation there on the graphic as well. Given each category only had one race at Venray, there will only be one dropped score. So that means that for drivers such as Mark Goosens, who missed a meeting completely, that will mean that they are somewhat disadvantaged, but they will still drop their worst scores. So if you have a 0 to drop, that is in some ways ideal, because you won't have to do any maths at all. Someone who's not doing any maths, focusing on the drive ahead, is Patrick Schauber.
Thank you so much, Adam. Patrick, pole position win yesterday. It's really looking good. You're doing a lot of progress at the start of the second half of the season after a not so good first half, but it seems like you're gaining momentum, right?
Yeah, let's see what's today's possible. I'm starting from P2, so yeah, it definitely will be a little bit harder to maintain, to get the lead in turn 1 and 2. But I'll do my best, and yeah, we'll see how it ends.
We saw the race director coming to you a few minutes ago, saying just one sentence. Can you tell us what he said to you?
Yeah, just watch out for turn 1.
All right, then good luck and have fun. Thank you. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you very much, Andre. Patrick Schauber looking to try and do what he did again yesterday, but Martin Dubek with pole position on his home turf as the only Czech driver in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. He is going to be on high alert to try and claim a win in front of his home fans. That will be of the utmost importance to the driver of the number 7. He will line up in front of the fans who are still making their way in bright and early this morning to see their favourite, to see their local hero. Let's have a word with him, Andre.
Yeah, thank you. Another shot for you to win your home race in EuroNASCAR 2, Martin Dubek. How was the night for you? Slept well?
Yeah, I slept well. I am full of energy and really motivated because lots of fun here. My friends, my family. Yesterday was a nice race, second position, and the fastest lap during the race. That means that I will start from pole position now. So that's good. Let's see what happened during the race. I think the car works well at the warm-up, so all is good. I slept well, so I hope that we can win.
All right. Then good luck and have fun. Back to you, Adam.
Thanks, Andre. The Orion-backed car. We'll be keeping an eye out for him at the very front of the field. A sponsor, incidentally, that does back a lot of motor racing. I believe their Dakar motorcycle team is actually here this weekend as well. Opportunity for a bit of a photo shoot across the disciplines of motorsport. Of course, his Hendricks Motorsport teammate is Jill Linster, and Jill getting ready to go and improve upon yesterday's race. Some battle scars on the 50 car from yesterday's pair of races. Andre, he's with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Before national anthems are playing, Jill, what's your plan today to win the race, and can we see the signature move then?
Hopefully, yeah. Surviving turn one, not repeating yesterday, and as soon as possible attacking, and hopefully win the race.
All right. We have to be quick with this interview because national anthems are coming up. Back to you, Adam. Thank you.
I believe we've got another 45 seconds or so before we get to the anthems per the schedule in front of me. So we'll keep an ear out for those, of course, as is custom at the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series event. We doff a cap to the spirit of this series, blending Americana with Europe by playing the home nation's anthem as well as that of the United States, and we'll be doing that in just a few seconds. So let's listen in to the anthems and let's get ready. We're counting down to engines firing.
Nevím většinu. Neboj se. Jasně. No, když jsme to udělali. No, jak se jmenuje zařízení? Jo, máš tady močík, ne? To vidíš se piču taky. Yes. Good. Okay.
So then just over 3 minutes until the countdown to command is given. Or rather, until the command is given. We are in the final stages of the countdown now. You see there the Hendricks Motorsport team now getting ready to make final preparations to the 50 car to will on Jill Linster ahead of the start of the race. As we've already said, he will be starting from row 2, the outside of row 2. He'll be in 4th position. Some drivers looking for a better result today would include Julian Reberg and Simone Giussani. They were caught up in the early dramas yesterday, so they'll be towards the rear of the field, and actually they could end up being contenders for the most positions gained and the 4 bonus points for that as well, so that's worth bearing in mind. Especially towards the end of season, everybody wants the best result that they can muster. Of course, in some ways, the double points can provide a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card towards the end of the season. If you've had a solid but not spectacular year and then you hit your stride just as we arrive at Oschersleben, you could end up winning the championship. But you do need every point you can find during this phase of the year. Window nets are going up. Here's Mario Ercoli, who got his first rookie trophy win yesterday. Survived a very tricky race and ran well within the top 10 to complete that task that he's been looking to achieve for quite some time. The younger brother of reigning EuroNASCAR Pro champion Gianmarco Ercoli, of course. Gianmarco will be looking for some better fortunes in the pro race later on after sustaining damage to his car and falling down the order in yesterday's race. It was a day of damaged cars yesterday. A lot of teams had to work overnight. A lot of teams had to work between races to make sure that their EuroNASCAR 2 driver didn't lose out on the basis of things that happened in the pro race. We have 35 seconds though until the command is given, and I understand we have a particularly young Grand Marshal on, a 10-year-old fan who's one of the guests of our title sponsor, Whelen. Jan Daugera will be presenting the command to start engines, and with 15 seconds until we're set to start, let's go down there.
And it will be performed by our Grand Marshal just in a few moments, few last seconds before the command will be given. So, Jan, come on, it's your turn now, let's go!
Drivers, start your engines!
Yes!
Great job, great job.
That was a solid performance there. Good job, Jan. Gave it full throat. We're ready to go racing then. The command is followed by the roar of V8 engines, and we are almost ready to go racing. Formation lap will begin in the next few moments. The cars of the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series rumble away then. We're about to see who can do it this time around. Martin Dubeck, of course, has the high ground, but he will have seen that race pace from Patrick Schauber yesterday, especially towards the end of the race. He will have seen exactly what Patrick is capable of, and we'll have to see whether Schauber can do it again on the basis of yesterday's performance. Row 2 of the grid. I wouldn't be betting against Melvin de Groot either, at least to match or surpass his best results of 3rd overall. The driver who's always a bit of an ace in the Legend Trophy. I just get the feeling that, especially here, where Team Blake-Molen seem to always come with a good car, Autodrom Most, I just think that we might be on to Melvin having one of his best performances. And he's got that inside line as well, which is critical going into the first corner. If Patrick Schauber has anything less than a great start, he could well sneak by in the first braking zone. Jill Linster, of course, not one to rule out. Claudio Remeggio Capelli will be looking for points and podiums to recover from some tricky moments this season. He's had to sit on the sidelines occasionally. He'll be looking for one of his best runs. Martin Dubeck and Patrick Schauber then on the front row of our grid for this race. Then it is Melvin de Groot in the 69 car, Jill Linster alongside him, Claudio Remeggio Capelli alongside Thomas Chrysonis on row 3 of the grid. Row 4, Thomas Tuffel for Race Art Technology. He'll be looking to run towards the top 5 as he did yesterday. Mario Ercoli in car number 8, starting from P8. Jack Davidson and Viti Riala will be looking to have better runs than they did yesterday. Neither saw the checkered flag. Victor Neumann and Nick Strickler make it an all-Marco Stitt Motorsport row number 6. Row 7, Mikael Blekemolen alongside Thomas Dombrowski. 15th and 16th place, Dominic Schuck in the Promotion 99, and Florian Richard, who took the lead of Rookie Trophy yesterday. Ariana Casoli is next alongside Julian Reberg. That brings you to row 9 of the grid, 18th place. The remainder of the grid is set to be Luli Del Castello, Simone Giussani and Reza Sardeha. So as is custom, we're about to get ready for a 2x2 rolling start. Typically, we don't do too many double file restarts should we need them here at Most, given the nature of that first corner, but we'll see what comes to pass if and when we need a safety car intervention. Corvette leading the field around. C7 will give up the floor to a sea of V8s. Over 400 horsepower in each car, meaning we're about to unleash in excess of 8,000 brake horsepower onto the main straight here at Most. Who will have the best run down to turn 1? Who will claim the final victory of EuroNASCAR 2's regular season? We're about to put the pedal to the metal, and over the next 14 laps, we're about to find out. You're underway, and it's a good start from Patrick Schauber. Jill Linster giving him some assistance from behind as they try to go 3 wide into the first corner. Capelli's looking to the inside as well, but it is Martin Dubeck that leads the way. Further back in the field, it looks like we've avoided drama through the first corner. Everyone gets through turn 1. Of course, with the pro race in the near future, you can't really afford to bend the car too much in this race, so I'm sure some of the EuroNASCAR 2 drivers have been told to calm down after yesterday's festivities and damages. But it's Dubeck that leads the way from Patrick Schauber. Then it's Melvin de Groot in 3rd place. He's held his position. Jill Linster 4th. Then it's Claudio Remeggio Capelli in 5th place. Chrysonis has fallen behind Thomas Tuffel, so Tuffel is up into 6th position. Dubeck is our race leader then on lap 1 of 14. Again, it's a sunny day here in Most. The temperatures are high and the pressure will be high in the cockpit as Victor Neumann dives to the inside there of Thomas Dombrowski for 10th position. The AIX-backed Marco Stitt Motorsport car making up a place there. Looks like Dombrowski was rather the cork in the bottle there. He's dropped a good half dozen car lengths, but there's been an issue for Reza Sardeha. And who is that with him in the gravel? I think is that Florian Richard. It might well be one of the Speedhouse cars in there with the stricken driver. Patrick Schauber is going to get overtaken here by Melvin de Groot. Great braking into the first corner from around the outside. Melvin was confident, brave and committed, and he gets the pass done just before the full course yellow is shown. Melvin de Groot is up into 2nd place, and it was Ariana Casoli with Reza Sardeha, unfortunately. So Sardeha tried to pick past Ariana, having started from towards the rear of the field, and the net result seemingly was contact. Let's get a look back at the start then. Jill Linster providing a push to Patrick Schauber, tried to then go around the outside himself, but it would be Dubeck, the championship leader, that led into turn one. Patrick Schauber would hold on to second place, but Melvin de Groot at the end of the first lap moving up into P2, as we saw just before the full course yellow came out. Razor and Ariana Casoli's cars then beached in the gravel. That's going to take a little bit of work from the trusty Autodrom Most Nissan X-Trail. Julian Reberg has received a 10-second penalty for a false start. So the number 77 car is going to receive a slap on the wrist there for going a little bit too early by the looks of it. Reberg in 14th position. And that means he will, well, for one thing, be hoping this safety car doesn't go on too long so that he can build up a gap again. Oh, Ariana Casoli. I thought she'd reversed it out there, but no, just being towed away, the 14 car. For a moment there, I thought she'd managed to do some off-roading. As the 11 car looks like it's going to get craned away, which rather implies it has the more damage of the two, doesn't it, if they don't think they can get it away on its wheels. So full course yellow is out around the circuit. Everybody maintaining a constant speed. Of course, the field was pretty much bunched together before the yellow flags waved around the circuit. Anyone.com backed 11 car in its Shelby throwback livery. Unfortunately, will be thrown back behind the barrier. It's now a 1,200 kilo metal pinata until such time as the car is put back down. Of course, yellow then giving way to the safety car. Means the field will bunch up. We'll see whether we do a single file or double file restart. Typically at Moss the decision is made to go single file, but we'll see whether or not that is the case. The safety car leading the field around then. Lily Del Castello in the 54 car on her return to the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. Been great to welcome her back into the paddock, and with Ariana Casoli out of the race, she will be able to stand atop the Lady Trophy podium should she get to the checkered flag. It's lap 3 of 14, but 14 will likely grow. We typically add laps for a safety car period. Now my question is, will this be a one-lap safety car? We're yet to get any bulletin in regards to the safety car coming in. So that would suggest we probably have one more lap. Obstruction down there at gravel trap has seemingly been cleared. As the old racing proverbs say, you cannot win the lap, you can certainly lose it though. Unfortunately, a couple of our drivers have lost out on any further action in today's encounter for the EuroNASCAR 2. Flashing lights on the safety car for at least one more lap then. Let's take stock of the order. It is Martin Dubek leading the way from Melvin de Groot to just about claim second place before the full course yellow came out. There was some great braking, latest braking you could possibly muster for second place. Then it's Patrick Schauber, then it's Jill Linster, Claudio Remeggio Capelli in 5th position, Thomas Tafel in 6th place, Jack Davidson 7th, Thomas Chrysonis in 8th place. Then it's Mario Urgeli and Victor Neumann rounding out the top 10. So Chrysonis has dropped a couple of positions. Of course, Julian Reberg as well has a 10-second penalty that he has to consider looming over his head. Two more laps will be added to the race, so we're going to have a 16-lap race now. That is confirmed by race control as the safety car is declared in this lap. They'll do a single file restart as well, so that is roughly what we expected, but they'll be packed close together as the race begins, so you can still expect a couple of drivers to try and make a lunge into the first corner here at the Autodrom Moss. By far the best overtaking opportunity, but by no means the only overtaking opportunity around this 4.2 kilometre circuit. The only 4.2 kilometre circuit that I can think of that has this many corners, this many apexes. Fascinating comparison by Ryan Vargas yesterday, saying, yeah, this is like Road America but flatter, which isn't one that I would have thought of, I will say, but Ryan will know Road America better than I, so that's a very interesting comparison. Dubek, de Groot and Schauber, our top 3 drivers, will now get ready for the action. We see them closely packed together. Jack Davidson a little way off of Tufel. We are underway and racing once again in Moss for now 16 laps, 12 to go here at the Czech Republic, the NASCAR GP Czech Republic. And look at Melvin de Groot. He was on the inside there. Has he found a way past Martin Dubek? No, he has not. Jill Linster has moved up to 3rd. Patrick Schauber missed the first chicane. He's dropped the fringes of the top 10. So drama for yesterday's race winner. His hopes of a victory have just diminished significantly, and Martin Dubek continues to lead the way. But the experienced Melvin de Groot looking for his best ever finish, looking for his first ever race win in EuroNASCAR 2 this weekend. He's got a strong car underneath him. We saw it yesterday, and he could do it, you know, but he's sandwiched by Hendricks Motorsport cars. It's the number 7 of Dubek from Melvin de Groot, from Patrick Schauber, from Jill Linster. Your top 4. Or rather, it is, of course, now Jill Linster in 3rd, Schauber further down the order. In fact, I think he might have missed the top 10 entirely. Where is Patrick Schauber? Ah, there he is. Just ahead of Mario Urkeli, so I think that puts him into about 8th position. Claudio Remeggio Capelli investigating Jill Linster, having a little look to the inside. Is that actually a full-fledged move? Goodness me, he was a bit far back for that for my money, but he had a little bit of a look, maybe compromised his run though through the final two corners as a result of that, but still manages to carry good speed through the final corner. Now Melvin is in the slipstream of Martin Dubek towards the end of the straight. He will start closing in just a little bit, but I don't think he's going to be close enough for a move into the first corner. We've already seen that Melvin has the late braking ability into the first corner. Can he catch out Martin Dubek here? Martin Dubek, a former EuroNASCAR 2 champion, of course, back in 2021. He's on a rich vein of form. He's having his best season since 2021 for sure. Yesterday's win marked number 6 of the year. His championship lead only grows. And if he strictly wants to think from a championship perspective, Melvin de Groot isn't really going to be a title rival to him, but this is Martin Dubek's home ground. This is his home turf. This is where all of his sponsors are watching him, more than likely on site here at the circuit. All of his friends, fans, family are here watching. He's got the lead, and you're going to have to pry it away from him with some force to take the victory away from Martin Dubek today. Melvin de Groot fell through or fell back a little bit there through the second sector of the lap. Come across the line to begin lap 7. Oh, and look at Capelli. He's late on the brakes. Gets to the inside of Jill Linster and just cuts the nose off of Linster. More accurately, he cuts the rear off of his own car there, but he's up into third position with that. Here comes Thomas Tuffel now. He has an opportunity on Linster as well. Linster trying to retain the high ground. He'll have the inside for turn 10. This is 7, but before they even get to turn 8, he's dropped another place, and here comes Jack Davidson as well. Over Jill Linster, it's all going from bad to worse at one fell swoop. His momentum stifled there by Claudio Remeggio Capelli cutting across the front of him at turn 2. Capelli with a little less race car than he had at the start of the lap, but he's up to third, but he's off. He's off the circuit. Claudio Remeggio Capelli goes grass tracking. The number 5 car may have a little bit of damage. I think there might be something a bit more than cosmetic with that car. And there's another off further back. Victor Neumann was off into the barriers there. Neumann was off in the back of shot as Patrick Schauber finds his way past the number 21 of Jack Davidson. Schauber on his recovery drive now up into what I think will be 5th position all told, with Claudio Remeggio Capelli also dropping back, but we saw Victor Neumann reversing into the wall in the very rear of shot. All the 33 of Florian Richard under a lot of pressure from Simone Giussani. Giussani, the graduate of Legends Racing, fighting it out with Florian Richard. They're side by side. And Giussani tries to pinch Florian Richard, but Richard gets a better run. As we see the spin, Florian Richard in a spin. Giussani stays in the right direction. Strickler now fighting against Giussani. Looks like Strickler has a little bit of bonnet damage. No further action called in the collision between Capelli and the number 50 of Jill Linster. Capelli has crossed the line in 19th place, albeit a long way down, and Victor Neumann is in 18th place. So again, I think Neumann and Capelli may have had a moment. We saw Victor at the very far of shot having a moment here a lap ago. I think Capelli may have been the other party involved, perhaps rejoining just ahead of Victor Neumann. Giussani and Richard we saw having that moment of contact as well, and certainly Florian Richard got the worst of it. The incident is under investigation. We return focus though towards the front of the order, where Thomas Tuchel, now into an inherited third position, is under pressure from Gilles Linster, given another lap, and Patrick Schauber will be with the Swiss driver as well. Maybe not another lap, maybe another 3 or 4 corners. Tuchel under a lot of pressure in the Race Art technology machine. From memory, he has stood on the podium before. I think Oschersleben last year he had a particularly good run, but this season Tuchel has taken a noticeable step forward. The fact that he can go wheel to wheel with the likes of Linster and Schauber is testament to that. Linster, the Luxembourg-based driver, who of course started his year at Daytona during Speed Weeks, running an ARCA race. Has some super speedway experience to his name now. Really is in love with the stock car racing discipline. Simone Giussani has received a 10-second penalty for avoidable contact with Florian Richard. Perhaps not the biggest surprise of the day. Tuchel under immense scrutiny now from Linster, from Schauber. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Melvin de Groot is still within a second of Martin Dubeck. In fact, he's within 4/10. The gap was halved on the previous lap. Melvin is still right there with Martin Dubeck as well. Must keep half an eye on the leaders as well as this battle for third place continues. There's your bulletin on screen to confirm Giussani's penalty, which will throw him down the rookie order towards the end of the race. The rookie order, incidentally, being led by Gianmarco Ercoli. He's got a couple of seconds over Viti Riala in 9th position overall. That is the first and second place battle in rookie, and of course Legend Trophy being handily led by Melvin de Groot, who is fighting for the race win here with Martin Dubeck. Jack Davidson closing in on this battle for third place as well. The race winner from Brands Hatch for Lux Motorsport. It's lap 10 of 16 at Autodrom Most. It has been a fast, frenetic race so far. It's gone by in a flash. We've got just over 5 to go here as Gilles Linster gets a little bit wide. That's going to beckon an opportunity potentially for Patrick Schauber as they run down to the penultimate corner. Linster feels the need to go defensive. Schauber senses opportunity here. He's going to try and set himself up for the best run possible out of the final corner. Linster is wide of the apex at the final turn. Schauber gets a good run. This could be the moment for Patrick Schauber to get himself back up into 4th place, recovering from earlier misfortune off the restart. He looks to the inside. He's going to be as late on the brakes as he dares, but Linster is later still and retains 4th position. Authoritative, defensive driving from the Hendricks Motorsport competitor. Saw the door open and said, no way, sunshine. 4th place remains with Linster for now. At one point carrying the nickname Mr. 4th Place. He's inevitably not going to want to drop down to 5th. Jack Davidson firmly in amongst the battle as well. Thomas Crosonis not a million miles away either. That battling has given Thomas Tuchel at least a moment of reprieve, but before long Linster and Schauber will be right there on his tailpipe once again. Dubek continues to lead the way, but the lead has not exceeded a second at any point so far in this race. Melvin is keeping a watching brief in P2. He's currently on for his best ever EuroNASCAR 2 finish, come what may. And with Tefel, Linzer and Schauber battling behind him, that should remain the case. But the win beckons before the Dutchman. Martin Dubek, though, on his home turf, is going to fight it every inch of the way. The gap extending by just a few hundredths between the top two on the previous lap. Linster in a difficult scenario here because he knows he's got the pace over Thomas Tefel. I think that's fairly plain to see that the 50 car is a little bit faster, but he needs to be careful how, where and when he makes his move. Patrick Schauber is right there and lurking, and Jill Linster has a warning for moving, for changing lane more than once. He was doing a hefty amount of blocking into the first corner, and it's been judged that that was a little excessive. Don't do it again is the effective message from race control. Tefel has been driving well here. It's so easy to start driving through the mirrors, to start worrying a bit too much about what's going on behind you. We saw that from Linster, just missing the apex at turn 21, and that's what gave Schauber the run onto the main straight. But Tefel has been driving within himself, has been very careful to keep the two cars behind him. Melvin de Groot starting to look a little bit loose at the rear through turn 20. Patrick Schauber with a little look to the inside, but not able to do it this time. Lap 13 of the race, yesterday's race winner, will be frustrated, to say the least. The V8s thunder past us. And this trio have been giving us great entertainment all race long. Updates on some of the scenarios further back. Luli Del Castello has been making up position. She's up to 15th place. Mario Ercoli has built a nice lead over the second place car in Rookie Trophy, Viti Riala, who's dropped down behind Thomas Dombrowski. So it looks like Ercoli is on course for a second consecutive Rookie Trophy win. Jill Linster having a little speculative look to the inside as they go into the final sector of the lap. We're just over 3 laps from home here at the Autodrom Most. And I think in both the battle for the lead and certainly in this battle for third, all cards will be on the table before long. All bets will be off. You saw both Linster and Schauber kind of showing their aggressive stance in the penultimate corner. Both having a little bit of a look to the inside as if to say, we're still here. Well, I don't think Thomas Tefel has any doubts about that. Here comes Linster in the slipstream. He's going to be offered the outside line. Tefel drifts back across to try and cover him off from every direction. Tefel locks up slightly. Linster side by side, but he has the outside line for 2, and he's muscled out. But here comes Patrick Schauber, now up against Thomas Tefel. They hip check once, not twice. Here comes Patrick Schauber. Surely he's got it done here. The next braking zone leads into a left-hander, and sure enough, Patrick Schauber goes from 5th to the number on his door. He's up into 3rd place. He salvages a podium from the fringes of the top 10 at the end of lap 4 of the race. When the safety car came back in, he went straight across the chicane, dropped himself down to about 8th or 9th position, but he's back up to 3rd place, taking advantage there of some close racing between Tefel and Linster. Linster surely got the bad end of the stick there. Martin Dubek, 2 laps from home, 2 laps from glory here in Czechia, in his home nation. But Melvin de Groot is still right there with him. The gap was 4 tenths at the line last time by. I don't think it'll be much more than that this time. The question is, who has more rubber? Who has more potential in the car? Melvin there having a little speculative look to the inside. He wants this win. He has been so dominant at times in Legend Trophy in EuroNASCAR 2, but he's never had that overall win. He's never had that sugar rush of standing on the top step. And he's a tall man. He'd look about 10 feet tall on that top step. Let's see if he can make it happen for himself. We are on the penultimate lap. And it looked like there was something going on further back as well between some of the other drivers, but all eyes on this battle for the lead for the time being as Melvin de Groot sizes up his opportunity. Gilles Linster into the pit lane, and the contact between himself and Thomas Tuffel is under investigation. But clearly Linster's car then is wounded, and that will be a big swing in the championship. He is the closest title rival to Martin Dubek, and Dubek's on course for 40 points. Linster is on course to be classified 18th. No further action in the investigation into Tuffel and Linster. We begin the final lap of the race, and regardless of what order they cross the line, both of these drivers could be on course to make history here. Martin Dubek would take win 13 of his career, which would make him the most victorious driver, the winningest driver in the history of the EuroNASCAR 2 division. It would be win number 13 for Dubek. That would break him out of a tiebreaker situation in terms of most wins in history. For Melvin de Groot, he would become the winningest driver in the Legend Trophy, but he wants to claim his inaugural win in EuroNASCAR 2 in the overall standings. We saw him getting close behind Dubek there through the first sector of the lap. He needs to have the half lap of his life now to try and find a way past Martin Dubek. The best overtaking opportunity down into turn 1 has been and gone. There are maybe 2 more left. We're coming up to one of them now, going under the Whelen bridge. He's not going to make it work there. Can he get a good run towards the final 2 corners? Martin Dubek on his home turf has controlled this race very well from the rear, even though the tallest tree in EuroNASCAR is right there behind him. And Martin Dubek goes defensive into turn 20. He doesn't want to risk losing it here. The final corner of the lap beckons. He's a little bit slow on the apex, but it's still going to be a win for Martin Dubek. Dubek will cross the line. Dubek will win on his home turf. It's win 13 of the storied EuroNASCAR 2 career of Martin Dubek. He will surge even further forward into the championship lead going into the playoffs. Melvin de Groot, regardless of finishing second overall, that is still his best ever result in the overall standings in EuroNASCAR 2, and that still makes him the most successful driver in Legend Trophy history in the EuroNASCAR 2 division. Patrick Schauber takes third, Tuffel takes fourth, Davidson fifth, Chrysonis sixth, Simone Giussani with a late race attempt at Nick Strickler, but Strickler crosses the line ahead of him. Martin Dubek becomes the driver with the most victories in the history of EuroNASCAR 2, and he does it on his home turf. He extends his championship lead over Gilles Linster. And in fact, with Linster's result, I suspect that at least Thomas Tuffel, possibly, well, actually Patrick Schauber will go past Jill Linster, and I think Thomas Tuffel might, as well as Thomas Chrysonis. Linster might well be down to at least 5th in the standings, if not worse, after this moment that he had towards the end of the race. Martin Dubek will be elated. I suspect he might also be exhausted, but he will also be elated. Hot conditions here at Moss this weekend has made a physical drive for everybody, but Martin Dubek didn't have a moment of peace in that race. Melvin de Groot gave it the good old college try. Martin Dubek heads to victory lane for the first time this weekend. He will be buoyant going into the EuroNASCAR Pro race, which of course he will also compete in. His weekend is not over. But he, Hendricks Motorsport, Orion, his sponsor, will have a lot to celebrate. He will go in with an advantage. I think it may even be in excess. Yes, it will. It'll be in excess of 50 points. There's one driver who might be within 50 points, and that would be Patrick Schauber. But generally speaking, Dubek has come into, or will go into the playoffs, will go into the double points with a hefty cushion. With 80 points available for a victory, of course, all of these things are reversible. By no means has Dubek secured the title here, but he has taken a big step forward and put yet more authority upon the grip he holds on the title that he claimed in 2021. 2022 and 2023 were arguably difficult seasons for Martin Dubek. But this victory number 6 of the season . 13 total, and almost half of them have come this year. He's the first driver of the weekend to make it onto the roof of his car. And Martin Dubek, you can see the happiness. Hendricks Motorsport, the Dutch team, really have been on a tear this year. Only one driver from outside of their stable has won so far this season, that being Jack Davidson. But Linster, with his win towards the start of the season at Valencia, the only other driver to have disrupted what really has been the Martin Dubek show this year. Of course, it is now 2 drivers who have beaten Hendricks Motorsport. Patrick Schauber claiming his win yesterday as well. My notes are from before race 1. Andre Viegold is down there already with Martin Dubek. And we will hear from the Czech driver just as soon as we are ready with the shot, which we are now. So let's go down there.
Thank you so much, Adam. finally you did it. You win your home race in EuroNASCAR 2, but it was a really, really tough battle with Melvin de Groot behind you. Pressure all the time. Just talk me through those laps.
It was under control, no? All the race was good. Trust me that I really hear the fans from the grandstand, and it was motivating. I have no words. I'm fucking happy.
All right, do you know what's going on right now? I have the winner sticker here for you, so put it on the car. Back to you, Adam.
A little bit of emotive in-the-moment language there from Martin Dubek. Race win number 6 of the season. Team debriefing with their driver. Martin will be buoyant, as I said, going into the pro race. He hopefully will do the pro race. I don't think he'll miss the opportunity to run at Most again. He did skip out on a pro race earlier in the year. It's just a couple of hours before we do go racing again, of course. Podium awaits our drivers. I'm looking forward to hearing from Melvin as well. I'm sure he'll be happy with the fight. He'll be happy with second place, but he can come into the last couple of events of the season knowing that he's got the pace to win races. It's proven now that he can match pace with the quickest drivers. We've just received some provisional updated points, and Martin Dubek's lead over Schober might well be 49 points. That's great for Hendricks as we go down to Andre.
Yeah, that's really great. We're still calculating points a little bit with the drop results and stuff, but Martin is way up front in the championship. You must be very happy, right?
I'm very happy for him. Well, actually, this race was a masterclass of him. So close with Melvin. Really nerve-wracking for me, but so cool to win in his home race.
I have to ask one thing about Jolinsa. Was it a puncture?
No, not a puncture. We have something technical going on. We don't know yet what it is, but after the hit, the car wouldn't work anymore, so we have to check what it is.
All right, back to home race. Martin Dubek, also stressful for you as a team owner because there's a lot of things going around. Martin Dubek?
It gives you extra pressure with a lot of Czech fans here, and you know, it is we need to win here. We have to do it for him and for all the fans. So I'm very relieved now.
All right, thank you so much. One more coming up. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you very much, Andre. Dubek provisionally with 49 points over Patrick Schober heading into the playoffs. That will be a big lead. We spoke about how far Jill Linster might fall in the standings. Based on what I have in front of me here, that might well look like 4th place in the championship now. Dominic Schack, though, is with Andre.
Yes, finally another rookie trophy podium here on the top step. It was a tough race, right?
It was so hard. It was so hard, really hard. The last lap, look behind in the mirror and see Victor Neumann, and I think so. Oh, it's the last lap. Victor, yeah, push me and maybe overtake me, but I push hard and my pace was really good. And yeah, now standing here of position 3, and I'm really happy. The last races 5 times of P4. Now P3, thank you on my team promotion, thank you on all my sponsors and partners, I'm so happy.
All right, congratulations Dominic Schack. Back to you, Adam.
Dominic Schack happy with that effort. Up for a very compelling playoff, I think, in EuroNASCAR 2. The gap between Dubek and Schober is practically the same as the gap between Schauber and 10th place. Martin Dubeck has himself a good cushion, but I think every other position is liable to shuffle at some point before the end of the season as we start scoring double points in the playoffs. And unlike the NASCAR Cup Series, it's not that certain drivers get knocked out of the ability to fight for the championship. So if you're running 9th or 10th place in the standings right now and you have a spectacular run to the season's closing while others falter, then guess what? You could well end up being at the forefront by the end of the season and in title contention. Andre Viegold is waggling his microphone at somebody. I can tell you by the size of the man that's Patrick Schauber that we'll hear from in just a few seconds, along with Andre. Recovered well, did Patrick, given the error. Let's have a word from him now.
So I'm here with Patrick Schauber. It was a roller coaster race for you, right?
Yeah, well, after the, I think, restart it was, I had to cut the chicane because there were 2 cars, I think, on my right side, and I didn't want to risk anything because Paul will start from the pole and I wanted to keep the car as fixed as possible. So I rather straight cut the chicane, but yeah, then I dropped, I think, to like 8 or somewhere. And then I showed my skills again and moved up to the 3rd place, yeah.
Tell me something about the Linster-Toffel incident, because you were backing up a little bit. Were you expecting them to go wide and just take the opportunity?
Honestly, kind of was, yeah. I was smelling that something will happen. And when I saw that in the second part of the first chicane, they both went a little bit wide, I just snatched the, how is it called, the gap, and yeah, I went for it, yeah.
Still solid points, so congratulations. Thank you so much. Back to you, Adam.
Yeah, interesting to hear that from Patrick Schauber. He was very much aware of, I think, what was about to happen between Toffel and Linster. And the net result there was a wily decision by the young Austrian to just hold back a car length or two and spring when the opportunity makes itself known. And that's exactly what he did. Another great result for him and for now 2-time rookie winner Mario Ercoli.
Yeah, he's getting used to it, and you know what's going to happen right now? He's getting the microphone. Tell me, how was your race?
So, as I said yesterday, job finished. P1 today, P1 yesterday, so good weekend. I'm very happy, and I want to thank the team, my father and my family.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Mario Ercoli, to the podium. Back to you, Adam. Oh, no, wait. Melvin, just join. Come on. Yeah. We're still live, so everything's fine. What a hell of a race for you, right?
Yeah, the car was perfect. It was a fantastic race. I was pushing Dubeck all the time. I think I was a bit quicker here and there. So I kept trying till the end, but he defended super well. And no, it was good fun. Respect for each other, and couldn't be better. Well, a little bit, 1 place.
One place, so close, but still so far. But do you now have the motivation, and do you see the potential that you can become a EuroNASCAR race winner?
Yeah, well, it's about time. I've been trying for 2 years already. No, I mean, we have a good car now. We find the right setup. So I also hope for the last 2 races that at least one of those 4 times I'll be number 1.
Fingers crossed. Thank you so much, Dankjewel. Congratulations. Back to you, Adam, now.
He'd be able to knee you in the face from the top step, Andre. He's a tall gentleman, is Melvin de Groot. And yeah, Melvin has had a great season so far. This weekend in particular, 2 podiums. His best ever finish with the 2nd place today. And as he said, they've unlocked something. They've found a little bit extra. And that could bode well, not just for the potential of a race win, but also for the potential to move up the championship standings as well. He's broken himself well into the top 10 with this weekend factored in. He is 7th. He's now leading Legends Trophy over Mikael Bleekemolen. And he's 82 points back with over 300 left. That could still happen for him. Mikael Bleekemolen is with Andre.
Michael, tough race for you out there, or was it quite relaxing?
No, I think it was race 1903 or something like that. And it is a little bit always the same, but it is every time it's nice. I enjoy myself in the car. No, it was nice. Only I'm so afraid that I drop down every year a little bit, because next month I'm 75. And yeah, it's a little bit old for this.
I would not say so, because I know older drivers than you still competing in NASCAR or in stock car races. So there's still a lot of to come. If you're having fun, it's fine, all right, or not?
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking to all that cars, but it's I'm driving now 54 years, and I did everything, Formula 1, Formula 3, now you know.
So that's amazing. You're racing longer than my parents live. So
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, really, it's really true.
That you are 50.
No. My parents were quite young when I went. So that's fine. So congratulations again, and hope you enjoyed that weekend.
Yeah, I hope that I'm still in the leading position of the legends.
We have to calculate.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you. Back to you, Adam.
Provisionally, unfortunately, he has lost that lead in the Legends Trophy, but that is of course a provisional calculation. My parents, or at least my mum, has had less years than Mikael has had at the wheel of race cars as well. So Mikael Bleekemolen, 54 years, and he's had over 1,900 races as well. Incredible. I don't think he can leave it under 2,000, can he? He needs to spend the next couple of years really doing as many races as he can to get to that 2K marker. I don't know how many people have done that over the years, but it can't be many. And Mikael Bleekemolen still very capable, still in the title hunt as well for the Legend Trophy. And great driver who has done it all and seen it twice. There's the Czech flag with Martin Dubek. He is ready to step onto the podium and celebrate in front of his home audience. Patrick Schauber, though, comes up to the third step of the podium. Melvin de Groot taking second position. The Flying Dutchman with a victory in Legend Trophy as well. We'll see him up on the podium again. Martin Dubek, though, is your overall race winner. And Martin Dubek will hold his flag aloft as his national anthem plays on home turf here at Most.
ze společnosti Whelen, za třetí místo předává Lukáš Pavlík. The trophy for the first place is presented by Mr. Lukáš Pavlík by Whelen, and it goes to Patrick Schauber.
Presentation going on as we speak. Melvin de Groot holds his trophy aloft, his best ever finish, second place. Patrick Schauber in third will be happy with how he recovered. As he said, he feels like he showed his talents, and it is going to be Martin Dubek who wins the day here in the Czech Republic, here in Czechia. The Autodrom Most, always a celebratory weekend for him, but with this result, with that lead in the championship as well. He has to have a very good feeling. The former champion back in 2021 has had a stellar 2024 so far. One more win and he'll have the number that's on his door. He has 6 wins so far in the number 7 Hendricks Motorsport machine. It's Patrick Schauber douses we now see the pictures being taken, the fans in the background cheering on Martin Dubeck. Of course, no shortage of home heroes this weekend for them. They've got a couple of drivers in the European trucks as well. But Martin Dubeck claiming the win on home turf. He will be a favourite this weekend, and the presentations aren't done for Martin Dubeck either, of course, because he will now be presented the red banner. The red banner and the fastest driver of the weekend, of course, here in EuroNASCAR 2. He will receive the red banner, which signifies that he will continue to lead the EuroNASCAR 2 championship. Our young Grand Marshal making the presentation there. And the driver of the season so far, receiving his red banner from Jan Doudra, who's probably one of the best drivers start your engines of the year so far. Gave it some gusto before the race got underway. And look at Martin among the team there. They celebrate, they pose for the pictures. A big moment for Hendricks in what is an incredible year for Martin Dubeck to win on home turf. Must be one of the sweetest feelings he's experienced thus far in his career. And the adulation will continue on his journey back to the garage. Of course, he's got to hop back in that car before too long and go racing once again. Now for the Legend Trophy presentation. Ariana Casoli, who rejoined the race in Legend Trophy. She is third ahead of Mikael Bleekemolen. Melvin de Groot will stand on the top step, which will signify his move into the lead of Legend Trophy. But Ariana Casoli will take third spot. As I said, she did actually rejoin the race and continue doing laps. I didn't notice that the car had actually rejoined after being recovered, but clearly it was still mechanically sound, so she took the opportunity, and it's resulted in third in class. Mikael Bleekemolen down a hat, but no worries, gets it back. And Melvin de Groot will be our race winner once again in Legend Trophy. Takes the lead in that category. And he goes into the playoffs with a great deal of momentum in the category, but also in the overall championship as well. He is an established podium contender this season. And he's got 4 more races to try and move up those standings. Could well be in the championship top 5 by the end of the year. Of course, a couple more presentations to bring you, starting with the rookie trophy for our young drivers in their first season of racing in the EuroNASCAR 2. Don't necessarily have to be young drivers, of course. There was one year where Claudio Remeggio Capelli was both a rookie and a legend. Dominic Schack takes the third step of the podium there. Second place to Viti Riala. And here comes, for the second time, Mario Ercoli. A very strong weekend for the young Italian here at Autodrom Most. 2 victories in the EuroNASCAR 2 rookie trophy. That will be a big swing for him up against Julian Reberg, who ultimately was classified 5th in class. Viti Riala taking the second step of the Junior Trophy podium. A better run today than he had yesterday. Of course, car was pushed off the grid yesterday, would rejoin but still not finish. Mario Ercoli, though, twice to the top. And that young man will more than likely have quite the progression curve. He's come on a long way so far, and he's got a rather good tutor in the form of big bro Gianmarco Ercoli.
Si vous pouvez aussi aller maintenant sur les marches pour la première lady. Merci.
One more podium ceremony left to go, and that is the Lady Trophy standings. The winner in that class is going to be the returning driver, Luli Del Castello for Cal Racing. She comes up onto the podium, had a good run there, came 16th overall. And after yesterday's disappointment, retiring on lap number 1, this will be a welcome parting gift on her return weekend. Hopefully we get to see more of her before the end of the season. Luli Del Castello claims the Lady Trophy then. And as our presentations conclude, let's take a look back at the race that was here at Most. So then the race getting underway with a push from Jill Linster to Patrick Schauber as they tried to find a way past the inside line, but it was Mark